Let's begin standing at the top of your mat. Bring your feet together or just about together. Feel your weight fall back a little bit more into the heels, and then feel your front body lift up, rise to the crown of your head, roll your shoulders back, stand with an open heart, and hands come together at heart center. Drop the chin down just slightly, and feel your breath. Slow and steady inhale, filling up most of the way. Slow and steady exhale, matching the pace, emptying all the way. Smoothing the flow of breath. The inhales and the exhales, they match without much of a pause between the two, forming this circle or cycle of breath where one feeds into the next. Hug the base of your throat just slightly so you start to feel and hear a textured sound coming from the throat. This is your Ujjayi Pranayam, your victorious breath. The victory that you claim, not against the breath or over the breath, but with and through the breath. When you and the breath and the body come together, feel that powerful steadiness, that steady power through the breath. Allow your gaze to soften. Allow your mind to soften. So you're not forcing, not exerting too much, but receiving, accepting, and finding a balance, a give and take. Letting gravity drop you down, but then meeting the force of gravity, rooting down through the heels and feeling that rebound up through the joints, through the spine, through the skull, lengthening your body, making you longer, taller, more open. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Then bend your knees, sit your hips low enough that your fingers can touch the ground. Open your chest by rolling your shoulder blades back like you're trying to peel the heart open. Feel your weight land into the heels, lift your chest a little bit higher, circle the arms up, Utkatasana, chair pose. Find a wide V in the arms and then plug your thumbs to the wall behind you. Pull your low belly up so the pelvis tilts, the tailbone drops down, and feel your hips drop down another inch. And then really try to extend through the elbows. Extend through the fingertips, feel the muscles of the arms engaged and working to lift the heart just a little bit higher. Take a breath in. Exhale, sink down one more inch. Inhale. Exhale, keep your knees bent as you fold over the legs, and then start to straighten the legs. Uttanasana, forward fold. Maybe hands are down or grab a hold of the opposite elbow. Let your body hang. Bend your knees as much as you need to so that the spine can really drop downwards. Let your head hang heavy so that the neck can release and the spine can elongate with gravity's assistance. And see that now the breath has to travel to a new area, perhaps the breath, or rather, the belly is closed off. And so you'll have to breathe into the back. Allow the spine to release, allow the rib cage to unlock, let the shoulder blades melt off of the ribs. Let your head hang, gaze back through the legs. Keep the grip of opposite elbow, bend your knees, tuck your tailbone, and then roll your spine up to stack one bone at a time. Please take your time. Try to feel the space, the movement in between each joint, each vertebra. And land with straight legs, straight spine, shoulder blades drop down the back, heart open again just as you started. Inhale. Exhale. Lift through your front, roll the shoulders back, drop down, descend through your back body. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Bend your knees, fingers touch the ground. Drop your weight back into the heels, lift your chest, lift your arms, circle them up. Chair pose Utkatasana. This time going for parallel arms, trying to roll the palms back behind you so the pinkies come in. Activate the arms, and from the shoulders, try to move the arms back until they line up with the ears. And even though you're creating length through the spine and a lift through your fingers, feel your hips still drop down. The outer hips wrapping down, the low belly pulling up, ribs stay engaged, gaze is soft. Here for 3. A little bit of work, a little bit of softness, here for 2. Big inhale. Exhale, fold over the legs, keeping the knees bent. Wrap your forearms behind the calves so that the elbows are almost touching. And then start to straighten your legs, pressing your calves back into your forearms, keeping the elbows tight. Fold your belly, hold it onto your thighs, compress your front body, gaze between the calves, and drop your shoulders up towards the hips. It's going to become a little bit harder to breathe here. Find some strength, that pull down, that suction in the belly as the diaphragm pulls down, pulling the air into the lungs. Let your back body open to expand, to hold the air. Continue with our cyclical breathing. Even count inhale, even count exhale. Moving softly, without break, from one to the next. Here for 2. One breath in and out. Put a little bend into your knees, halfway lift, come onto your fingertips or hands to your shins. Roll your shoulders back, feel it like a back bend. The shoulder blades come together into the spine. This presses the spine forward through the chest. The heart reaches forward. The outer hips lengthen back and driving down through the heels. You'll feel your glutes turn on. The tailbone lengthen down into the hamstrings and the low belly pull up. Traction out your spine. Reach your face forward, reach your heart forward, and the hips back. We're here for 2. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, fold over the legs, plant the palms down. Halfway lift onto the fingertips. Exhale, fold deeper. Inhale, halfway lift. Last time the fold. Halfway lift, inhale. And then plant the palms, step your feet back, downward facing dog. Hands shoulder width, feet hips width, just a little narrower. Bend your knees if you need to open up the hamstrings to release the pelvis. And then press your hands forward, press your spine back towards your legs. So you're moving your body towards your legs. And then press the thighs back into the hamstrings. Let your head be soft. Find an easier breath here. We're here for 5 counts. Take any small wiggles that you need to to unlock your downward facing dog. Or settle into it. One breath in. And out. Inhale, roll your body forward while almost swiping the arms back. We move into high plank, but we're extended forward. The shoulders come over the fingertips, your gaze goes over the edge of the mat like over a cliff. Pull your front body up high into your back body. We prepare for chaturanga. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, lower down halfway, elbows pull back as the heart moves forward. And then upward facing dog onto the tops of the feet, straighten the arms, roll the shoulders back to open up the chest. Downward facing dog, exhale, press your energy up and back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, keep coming forward as far as you can. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Last time, exhale, chaturanga, lower slowly. Upward facing, urdhva mukha. Downward facing, adho mukha. 2 breaths here. One breath there. Lift your heels, bend your knees, gaze forward, and then step or hop to the top. Fold Uttanasana. Halfway lift, inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. With the flat back, inhale all the way, rise up to stand, gaze up, palms kiss. Exhale, hands to heart. We move through Surya Namaskara A's. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Half lift, inhale, Ardha. Exhale, step back or float back, chaturanga. Keep your heart forward. Upward facing, inhale, heart open. Downward facing, exhale, hips up and back. You breathe for 5. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale, reach long from armpit to fingertip. 4. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, gaze forward. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold at the top, step quietly. Half lift, inhale, Ardha Uttta. Exhale, fold down, belly over thighs. Flat back all the way up, inhale, gaze up, palms kiss. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up, keep the breath flowing. Exhale, fold, stretch the breath to match the motion. Halfway lift, inhale, open chest. Exhale, step or float back, soft landing chaturanga. Upward facing inhale. Downward facing exhale. Inhale one. Exhale. Inhale two. Exhale. Inhale three. Exhale. Inhale four. Exhale. Inhale five. Hop to the top. Exhale, fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale one. Exhale. Inhale two. Exhale. Inhale three. Exhale. Inhale four. Exhale. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, Uttanasana. Fold at the top. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing inhale. Downward facing exhale. Inhale one. Exhale. Inhale two. Exhale. Inhale three. Exhale. Inhale four. Exhale. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to the top, fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. We go through one more round. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing inhale. Downward facing exhale. Inhale one. Exhale. Inhale two. Exhale. Inhale three. Exhale. Inhale four. Exhale. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to the top. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. We move into Surya bees. Inhale, chair pose. Sit low, arms up. Maybe gaze up, palms kiss. Exhale to fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. And step the right foot between the hands. Spin the back heel down. Warrior one, we lift up. Both of our hips are pointed forward. Our chest is pointed forward. Gaze up, maybe palms kiss. Is just one long breath in to get here. Exhale, hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Left foot steps through, back heel down. One big sweep up, warrior one, gaze up. Exhale to fold. Hands down, chaturanga. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. We hold 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Continue to reach and extend. Inhale. Exhale. Steady your breath. Inhale for 3. Exhale. Inhale for 4. Exhale. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, fold at the top. Half lift, inhale, Ardha. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way up to stand. Chair pose, sit low. Exhale, straight legs. Hands to heart. Chair pose, inhale. Exhale to fold. Half lift, inhale. Chaturanga. Exhale. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. Right foot steps through, back heel down. Warrior one, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Left foot steps through, back heel down. Warrior one, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Inhale for 1. Exhale. Inhale for 2. Exhale. Inhale for 3. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to fold at the top, Uttanasana. Half lift, Ardha, inhale. Exhale, fold, Uttta. Bend your knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. Inhale, gaze up, palms kiss, hands together, stand. Exhale, Samastiti. Chair pose, inhale. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift, inhale, we start to move a little faster. Exhale, chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha, inhale. Adho Mukha, exhale, right foot steps through. Warrior one, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha, left foot steps. Warrior one, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to the top. Fold. Inhale, Ardha, half lift. Exhale, fold, Uttta. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, rise to stand, hands at heart, Samastitihi. Chair pose, inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift Ardha. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Right foot steps through. Warrior one, inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Left foot steps through. Back heel down. Inhale, Warrior one. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Inhale for one. Exhale. Inhale for two. Exhale. Inhale for three. Exhale. Inhale for four. Exhale. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, fold at the top. Half lift, inhale, Ardha, like a back bend. Exhale to fold. Inhale, chair pose. Lift up. Exhale, Samastiti. Hands at heart, last round, chair pose, inhale. Exhale to fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot step. Warrior one. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Left foot steps. Warrior one. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, one. Exhale. Inhale, two. Exhale. Inhale, three. Exhale. Inhale, four. Exhale. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, fold at the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, inhale. Exhale, rise up to stand, hands at heart. And then let the arms drop down by the hips. Pull the upper arms back. Draw the sides of the chest forward so that the front is broad, the back is compact. Recover your breath if it's been lost. And find that you can rest and restore yourself more consciously and intentionally with control over your breath than passively by releasing all control. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step or float back. Chaturanga. Upward facing, inhale. Downward facing, exhale. Bring your feet together. Drop your weight into your left heel. Send your right leg straight up and back. You see that your toes are pointed down. The hips are closed. Press your hands forward. Move the rest of your body back with your right foot. Breathe for 3. Press down through the mat for 2. Big inhale. Knee to nose, exhale, round your spine, and I mean the nose. Compact your front body, stay here, hovering in a plank for one breath in. Exhale, step through. Spin your back heel down, lift up, warrior one. Feel your outer back leg reach back, your inner right leg move forward. So your legs are getting longer away from one another, and that lets you sink the hips down a little bit deeper. Feel your chest turning forward with your hips. Arms straight up to the sky, palms together maybe, and the head can fall back, gaze up at the thumbs. We're here for 3. Let your hips drive forward as your head falls back. For 2. Big inhale. Exhale, send your arms out to a T, roll your palms down and back, and then bring your hands together at your tailbone. Interlace the fingers, keep your palms together, feel your shoulder blades come together, open your chest, inhale. Humble warrior, bring your chest onto your front knee. Gaze back towards your left foot. Bring your right cheek to snuggle inside your calf. Keep the palms together and the shoulder blades together. Try to lengthen your left side body forward. Cut the right hip back. We're here for 2. It's a lot of work in the hands. Inhale. Exhale. Lift your chest. Send your arms up to the sky. Gaze up, warrior one. Inhale. Straighten your right leg. Exhale. Inhale, send your arms out to a T, roll your palms down and back, either reverse prayer or grabbing a hold of opposite elbow. Even your chest forward, shoulders back. Inhale, open. Exhale, roll your belly forward, your chest forward. And then finally down, pyramid pose, Parshvottanasana over the leg. Gazing at your big toe and trying to extend your spine, even extend your chin and your lips towards your big toe. Here for 2. One breath in. One breath out. Keep the legs reaching longer. Bend your front knee. Lift up, warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down in front of your front foot. Get light on your back toes. Standing splits, the left leg lifts. Start with a bent right knee. So you feel this shape like a one leg forward fold. Move your torso against your right leg. Move it onto your right leg. Create that connection, and then maybe the right leg straightens as the thigh presses back. Feel your right foot root down, your left foot draw up. Here for 2. Here for 1. Halfway lift, come onto your fingertips. Left foot meets the right at the top. Exhale, fold down over your legs. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand, palms kiss. Exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold over the legs. Halfway lift, inhale, open the chest. Step or float, chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha, inhale. Adho Mukha, exhale, down dog. Stay for a breath in. And a breath out. And in. Bring your feet together, exhale. Lean the weight into the right foot, sweep your left leg up and back, but keep the right heel grounded. Equal weight in both of your arms, press your arms forward, lengthen them forward, lengthen your heels back and away from one another. Here for 2. One breath in. And out. Inhale. Knee to nose. I mean the nose. Roll your body forward. Pull the navel up. Stay for 1 breath in. Exhale, step between the hands. Drop your back heel down. We lift up, warrior one. Turn your right thigh forward, your right hip forward, your chest forward. Pull the left side back. Arms straight up, maybe gaze up. The head can fall back. Lengthen the legs forward and back. Tailbone down, low belly up. Here for 3. Here for 2. Inhale. Exhale, arms out, circle them back, interlace the fingers, opposite thumb on top, keep the palms together, roll the shoulder blades together, open the chest, inhale. Exhale, go forward, chest on the thigh, face down on the shin, gazing at your back foot. Trying to make the arms as long as possible, let that be the goal. Let the shoulders pull back away from the breastbone. Here for 2. Here for 1. Inhale, lift all the way up, warrior 1, arms to the sky. Exhale, left leg straight, arms go out, circling them back, either reverse prayer, hands together at the spine, or holding opposite elbow. Open the chest once, inhale. Exhale, forward, forward, forward. Find that length. Keep both of your feet anchored evenly. And then exhale, folding over your left leg. Not forcing the straightness of your legs, but extending and affecting the length. Try to make them longer. Here for 2. Here for 1. Bend your front knee. Release the arms, warrior 1, inhale. Exhale, hands come down at the top, pick up your back heel. Find a halfway lift. Lift your right leg, keep the left knee bent, inhale. Fold into your leg, and then maybe the left leg goes straight. Maybe you walk your hands a little bit further back as you actively extend the legs away from one another. Here for 2. Here for 1. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, right foot meets the left, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way up to stand. Gaze up, palms kiss. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga through your vinyasa if you want it. Upward face in. Exhale, downward face in. Feet together. Inhale, right leg up. Turn the toes out. Lift the leg even higher with the hip open. Cross it over to the left and then bend the knee. Gaze over your left shoulder. Try to see your toes. First, keeping the right armpit wrapped down so the chest is still square to the mat even though the hips are open. And then if you want to layer up from there, maybe coming onto the right fingertips. Let your chest turn open. That will let your leg fall further back. Keep your left tricep wrapping downwards. We're here for 2. 1 breath in. Exhale, knee to chest. Roll it forward. Step between the hands. Spin the back, heel down. Warrior 2. Heel to arch alignment. And just like warrior 1, lengthening your legs away from one another. The hips will turn forward just slightly. The navel will turn forward just slightly. But that left shoulder rolls back. Gaze over the right fingers. Make friends with the earth. Allow yourself to sink down into it. Soften your eyes. Keep your breath steady. We're here for 2. And for 1. Inhale, reach forward. The right arm's going to come inside the right leg, partial konasana side angle, either pressing into the thigh or fingers can come down inside the foot. Left arm circles up and then beyond the head so it's aligned up with the skull. Reach from left foot to left hand. Reach from left foot to right knee. Go forward. Turn up. We're here for 3. We're here for 2. 1 breath in. 1 breath out. stay low as you inhale, lift up through warrior two, reverse it, left arm binds behind, right arm reaches up and back. Stay, keep lunging forward in the hips. One more breath in. Right leg straight, we move into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Reach forward, extend forward as you drop that right hip down. And then the right fingers are gonna come either hand to the calf, pressing backwards, or fingers down on the mat behind the leg. Either left arm up to the sky or overhead as you had it for side angle. Make length through your spine, through your hips moving back and your skull moving forward. And then turn your chest open. Here for two. Okay, for one inhale. One exhale. Bend your front knee. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Stay with your exhale. One more breath in. Exhale, circle your hands so the left hand comes down inside the front foot. The back heel lifts up. Right arm up to the sky. We're in a twisted low lunge. Drive your left heel back, your right knee forward. Just like all the other shapes, your body is lengthening. And then maybe right arm goes along the ear. Reach from heel to fingers. We're here for two. Here for one. Roll to the outer edge of your back foot. Activate your left side body, and then right foot steps back. Vashisthasana, side plank. Maybe right foot stays floating. We're here for two. Roll the left bicep back, the triceps forward, like spinning from thumb to pinky. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, handed foot down, come forward, bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Pause for 3 breaths. All that energy and heat that you built in your body, try to keep it. Breathe slowly. Control your exhale. Let yourself feel it. It's the tapas. The fire, the purification. Let it happen. It's not always going to be comfortable. Bring your feet together. Left leg up, bend the knee, open the hip, gazing over the right shoulder. Wrap your armpit down so first the chest stays square to the mat. Continue to press your torso back towards your right leg. If you'd like to go deeper, onto the left fingertips, your right arm will support more weight. Keeping the armpit wrapped, you can gaze over the right shoulder. Here for two. Here for one breath in. Exhale to the chest. And step between the hands. Spin your back heel down. Warrior two. Heel to arch. Let your hips turn slightly forward. That right shoulder rolls back. Feel the left inner thigh roll up over the quad and then pull back into the hip socket. Reach your right heel back, the left knee forward, get longer through the legs and thus sink deeper, closer to the earth. How's that breath? Here for 3. Here for 2. Inhale. Stamp down through the earth, exhale. Inhale, extend forward, knee and fingers. Left arm comes down inside the leg, right arm circles up and then overhead. Turn your chest open to the sky. Lunge your body forward and stamp down through your front leg. Into 3. Open your groin, open your hips, open your chest. For 2. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your front knee low. Lift up and reverse warrior. The hips turn forward, the chest turns up. Lunge a little deeper. Stay for one more breath in. Left leg straight, press to the heel and toe. Exhale, extend forward, forward, forward. Dump your pelvis. And then the left fingers come down behind the left leg. Open your chest. And extend your right arm either up to the sky, Trikonasana, or beyond the skull. Feel your legs getting longer. Don't force the straightness. Extend them until they become straight. For 2. One breath in. One breath out. Bend your knee. Inhale, reverse. Safely exhale. Inhale, extend. Exhale, circle into that low lunge twist. The right hand comes down. The left arm comes up to the sky. Squeeze the legs towards one another and reach them apart at the same time. You feel them connected and lengthening. Maybe left arm goes over the ear. Turn your chest. Here for 2. 1 breath in. And out. Left arm circles. Come onto the outer edge of your back foot. Slow. Step that left foot back behind. Vashisthasana. Maybe it's in front of the right or on top or stays floating. Inhale. Exhale. Chaturanga. Left hand down. Forward. Upward facing inhale. Downward facing exhale. 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, gaze forward, looking at the arms. Bend your knees. Step or float into Malasana. The feet step outside the hands. Let your weight fall into the outer edges of the feet. Hands come to heart with the elbows pressing against the knees. Flat back. Roll your shoulders back. Open the chest. Here for about a minute. Shape easy in some ways, difficult in others, but a little bit different. Slow and steady your breath, soften your gaze, lift your arches and pull up the Mula Bandha. Feel the very base of your pelvis, the perineum, contract and lift up. Feel that energize up through the spine. Three more breaths. For 2. Bring your hands down. Feel your knees high up onto your triceps or shoulders. Squeeze your knees in. Bakasana, crow pose. Lift your heels, lift your hips. Roll your body forward as your knees squeeze in until your feet can float up. We're here for 5 breaths. Lean forward into the fingertips, and that squeeze of the legs will help pull up the core for 3. For 2. 1 breath in. Step or float back. Chaturanga if you want it. Upward facing dog. But this time, let your knees drop, let your hips lower, maybe the arms widen and the elbows bend. High Cobra. Think of it like a lazy upward facing dog. There's still some action going on, but not nearly as much as needed. Feel the tops of your shoulders move back, and the bottoms of the shoulder blades, like the sides of the chest, those upper triceps, feel them spin in and move forward through the armpits. Circulating the energy forward through the armpits, across the biceps, back around the shoulders, and drawing the shoulder blades in. Here for 3. Here for 2. One breath in. Downward facing dog. Here for 4 breaths. Squeeze your elbows in, your triceps in, reach your fingertips forward. Make your arms as long as possible. Inhale. Exhale. Look between the hands and then step or float yourself to a seated position. Send your legs out forward. Find your sit bones. Long legs, long spine. Lift up through your chest, roll your shoulders back. Extend your arms up, inhale. Paschimottanasana, either holding the ankles, the feet, the big toes, or maybe interlacing in front. First, open your chest, press your feet forward, open the heart and lift. Exhale, fold deeper into yourself, gazing down between the shins and breathe into your back body. One more breath in. One more breath out. Roll yourself up to a seat. Bring your right knee in. Step the foot outside the left thigh. Either the left leg will stay straight or you can bend the left knee so the foot comes by the hip. Hold your knee, lift your chest, inhale. And then turn yourself to the right, rolling the shoulders back. Bring your left elbow on or outside your right knee. Right hand behind your body, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Roll the shoulder blades out and back so the heart stays open. Maybe the left hand can grab a hold of the outer right foot. Breathe very, very slowly. Give the breath time to explore the lungs, to open the rib cage, to unlock the tension. One more breath in. And out. Easy release as you come through center. Turn your chest, hands down over to the left. Let your spine round. Take one breath in. One breath out. Lift yourself up. And then we switch the legs. Left knee bends up and steps over, left foot outside of the right thigh. Maybe the right knee bends with the foot coming outside the left hip. Lift your chest, inhale, right arm up. Exhale to twist to the left, hooking, binding the arm outside the knee. Left hand comes down behind the spine. Gaze over the left shoulder. Keep the heart open and breathe slowly, steadily. Not forcing your way in, but using the breath to open the shape. 3 breaths. One more breath in. And out. Back through center, walk your hands to the right. Round, let your head fall. Inhale. Exhale. Coming back through center. Bring your legs forward. Bend your knees. Reach your arms forward. And then bone by bone, roll down onto your spine. Bring your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins, grabbing for opposite elbow if you can, and letting your head drop back down onto the mat. Take about a minute here in Apanasana. Breathing into the belly, into all the organs of the digestive tract. Letting your spine soften onto the ground. Let the shoulders drop. Softening your gaze one more time. Breathing slowly, smoothly. At a time, release yourself open. For Shavasana, corpse pose. Drop your shoulder blades underneath you. Let the arms and the toes roll out. Take a deep breath in. Pause it at the top. And let it go. completely. Hold it at the top. And exhale, let it go. Bring some movement, some life back into your body. Your eyes open as you come back into your worlds. And in no rush, either rolling off to one side or rolling yourself up, come to a seated position. Draw the shoulders back, bring the hands heart, and drop your chin down. Deep breath in, full lungs out. I honor this practice as a part of my becoming. A healthy body and a steady mind. This is the foundation for all else. Namaste.